All right, let's get through this practice, if you will. In any winning championship season, any championship team, you got to have a mixture of players. You got to have some rookies with them young legs, strong hearts, just wild, they don't care about nothing. And you got to have some vets, keep them kind of calm down, especially when we're losing. Vets can show you, calm down. So the rookies, we're going to talk to you first. My first coach coming up here has been working, and our version of the rookies are the Head Start and the pre-K fathers. Never-ending recruitment. Never-ending. Thousands of them all across the city. We got two of the leading, the two leading here right now. The two leading. There is no better. So we got Joseph Fabian coming up. He's going to speak to you about how he's going to be working with the rookies, what he's done so far, and his game plan as we move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Fabian.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Joseph Fabian. I've been program director for the Father program for the last 5 years. But before I say anything else, I want to thank and acknowledge the law enforcement here in this building today. For all the great work that they have been doing. We know that it's hard work, and we thank you all. I want to give a special thanks to Sergeant Wilson. Everybody, Sergeant Wilson. Let's give him Sergeant Wilson. She has endlessly supported the Father program through her just showing up to events that we hosted, and also through one particular event that she has given our community to be part of, which is the Summer Youth Program, that takes young children from our neighborhood and expose them to different situations and events where they will not be able to be part of. So we want to thank you for that, Sergeant Wilson. I got a real good news. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
My good news is, for the past 4 to 5 years, here at the Father Head Start program, we have helped over 50 men. We have helped over 50 men.
Yeah.
It's an employment.
Yeah.
I said it's an employment. It's hard out here to get a job. Employment, transitional housing, or referral to substance abuse or counseling. Right? So I know Coach talked about the rookies. So who are the rookies? The rookie fathers. The rookie fathers come from the Head Start and pre-K programs. And we have the unique opportunity to be working with those fathers who are mostly between the age of 16 to 24-year-olds. So what we're trying to do with those fathers at this young age, and pretty much steer them the right way. Let them understand that the choices that they make now not only affect their community, their families, but most of all their children.
Yes.
So some of our focus, when the fathers come here and they get involved in the program, some of our focus is on education. We're trying to make them understand that there's pretty much nothing you can do in this world without being educated.
That's right.
So you could get a job, but is that what you want? You want a career. You can't really raise a family, not knocking anybody out at McDonald's or do lawyering job, but you can't raise a family. We can't raise a family on that kind of income. All right? We're trying to focus on effective parenting, self-empowerment, community betterment through community service. For some of the company services that we offer is our English classes for our non-speaking dads. We have parental involvement and engagement workshops, community service volunteer opportunities. Our belief at Sherman Baptist, Father program, is that through engagement at this early stage, we are directly affecting the lives of our young dads, which most likely will potentially trickle down to their children. So pretty much what that says is that the choices that they make are pretty much the same choices that their children most likely will make. Yeah. So we're trying to balance them right now and just get them to steer them to the right direction to make the choices that they should be making to improve their family. In closing, I want you all to share this information with colleagues, and most of all, utilize it. Use it as a resource. When you come in contact with fathers, especially young fathers that you know, refer them to this program here. Let them know that there is an option. There is an option to industry. All right? Thank you very much, everyone.
All right, so we got the young fathers, 16 to 24-year-olds. What has been the greatest obstacle that you've seen as far as really getting them involved? Has there been one thing or one way they've been acting or thinking? And when you say that, what is your technique in order to fix that?
One of the major barriers is that these fathers, they have no trust in the system. That's one of the major barriers. So it's on us now when they come to the doors, they come to the Head Start, that we sit down with them and explain to them that this is their program. Yes, we know you probably have had in the past bad engagement, bad linkage into the system, but this is a new start. We want them to understand, to feel welcome, and come into the program and pretty much show them everything that exists out there that we'll be able to help them with, pretty much.
So you open up their eyes. Once you open up their eyes, you see you have options. That it's not too late. In fact, you kind of early in the game, they pick it up fairly quickly. They're hungry for it.
First come their eyes, then their heart, pretty much.
Beautiful, baby. Let's give Coach a hand. I love it. So here's what we're going to do with the rookies. We are now taking this on the road. The Sharon Baptist Head Start, the Bedford-Stuyvesant Early Childhood Development Head Start program. We are now getting ready to put together a program on paper and submit it to the national office in D.C. We're going to take it there personally and let them know this is how we've been doing it in the Big Apple. And this is what we want to do on a national level. I think we'll go straight because we're doing it in L.A. as well, in South Central. Then we'll go to Chicago. Then we'll go to Houston. Then we'll go to Miami. Then we'll go to Philly. Then we'll go to Detroit. Because one game fits all. One game fits all. So we're going to put together a national model. You and I talked about it, including a curriculum. We're looking for those who want to help us with this. We're going to put together the training manual, the playbook, so that others can follow it. You see? And then when others are starting their fatherhood program, they won't have to make the same mistakes we make. They're still going to fumble the ball. You're going to lose some games, supposedly. But at least you'll have a guide. And it's desperate, and we need it all over the nation, 16 to 24-year-olds. All right? Ready, Miss Mann, for that? It's a wrap. It's a wrap. So congratulations on that. Here we go. Tough road. Newspaper. You heard it. All right. We don't have, unfortunately, Bishop Timothy Burkett couldn't make it here today. He is the one who's handling our bets. Remember I said before, you can't have a good team. You can't win a championship unless you got some bets on the squad. Right? So this is what we're talking about, and I'll paraphrase it quite frankly. While we have the 16 to 24-year-olds, we cannot forget those fathers who are a little bit up in age. And what we found is, sad to say, a lot of them, in fact, a heavy majority of them, have some type of record. You know? Sad to say, particularly in our family, in our teams. And once you get a record, even one felony, even one, puts you in a whole other ball game. Finding a job, finding a house, getting credit. You understand? So we have to treat them differently. We have to treat them, their cases are a little different. So we're working with Bishop Burkett, and we're going to take this to another level now. And reaching out to, we've already been working with Osborne, Doe Fund, all the major organizations that deal with formerly incarcerated or fathers that have some type of issues and have multiple children. That's another thing we found out with the vets. That, you know, Coach, I got one here, I got two over here, I got two down in Philly, I think I got one in Jersey. You see? And that's what we hear on a regular basis. So we got to talk to them differently. So we're going to touch that up a little bit and really work with them here particularly. And we're going to talk a little bit about the training session. So that's the vets, the formerly incarcerated. That's a big population on this team. And we're going to step that game up. All right? Any questions so far on that? Everybody sees where we're going with that. So let's talk about the next phase. We're almost done for today. Thank you so much. Winning a championship team. We got the rookies, Ken, right? We got the vets. But isn't it true? Don't you got to have a good special teams? Can't you win the game with the kickoff? Huh? And then pump back, win the game. Good cheerleaders. Yeah, we got you guys. Got to have you. What? That's why the Giants keep losing, because they ain't got no cheerleaders.
You're not a New York team. Leave my Giants out of it.
But they better get some cheerleaders. Angels to the rescue, I'm going to call them for you. Same thing here. We got to have special teams. So today we're going to talk about our special teams, and that's quite frankly our specialty. Because I'm going to score with these special teams. The first one is, you've seen them here with us today. They've been with the fatherhood program since day one. As soon as we started this program, we sat down and said, we have to work with the police department. That was a no-brainer. Because from a father's perspective, That's who we work together. I'm the first police in this house. Huh? I'm the one who, I know what's going on with mine all down the block. You see, we just like a teacher. A father works well with a teacher. A father works well with the police department. Because this is my family, my community. So we're going to have the police department come up to NYPD. They've done some fantastic things, not only with us. I know they're doing some incredible things with Bed-Stuy. They also have a fatherhood initiative, and they're going to tell you about some simulators we've had here, all kind of crazy stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only New York's finest, NYPD. We got a lieutenant and a sergeant? Who is that? I mean, come on, really. We ain't playing, this ain't no joke.
Almost made it out the door. Like Blue gave me away. So anyway, good morning. My name is Sergeant Wilson. I'm here today with Lieutenant America and Officer Luciano. And it's great to be here, working with Fabian all the time. Every year, Fabian and I, we get together and we talk about the kids, who he needs to be in our Summer Youth Police Academy, which is a 6-week program and is free to the community. It's a very important program. We do have kids between the ages of 10 and 16 that need something to do in the summer. It helps them with their career. It helps them get into college. So it is a great program. Last year we had the program at Roosevelt High School and Mount Haven High School. We had over 1,000 applications, but we can only take about 150 kids. And I do take my hat off to the teachers of the Board of Education in the City of New York. But it is a difficult job. Time-consuming job. It's a difficult job dealing with kids. Everyone has different personalities, different issues. And to watch the kids is very difficult for police officers as well. Because we have to be their parents, the social workers, everything. So I do take my hat off to anyone who's in the Board of Education. So when I first started this program, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait for this program to be over. Every day I'm going home exhausted. But at the end, a tear came down my eye because I was like, actually the program is over. And you get connected to the kids. You really become connected. So it is an awesome program for everyone, even the police officers, because we do care about the community. And so this funds for progress. So we do have another program coming up. It's the Police Commissioner for a Day, where we have a contest, essay contest, and every year there's a different question. And the winner becomes the Police Commissioner for a Day. They have an opportunity to go down to one police plaza. There's a ceremony. And they get to sit in the Police Commissioner's chair. So this year, I don't really have all the information, but when I do, I will give it to Fabian so we can get the message out, so we can have more winners from the Bronx. And maybe a winner from Sharon's Baptist Church. So does anyone have any questions?
That's not what they're blaming it for.
Excuse me? Everything is citywide. Okay. New York City Police Department, citywide. All 5 boroughs. Brooklyn is part of the 5 boroughs, yes.
Tell us about the simulator. We understand
The fast machine?
Yeah, no, we understand that this facility was turned into a training ground, if you will.
Oh, yes, it was. It's called a fast machine.
Please tell us.
Okay, basically that's headed by the outreach unit for the New York City Police Department. And basically you put yourself in the situation of a police officer for active shooting, whether it's a domestic violence scenario, bank robbery. So you put yourself in the place of a police officer when it comes to shooting a suspect. That's basically it's a real life. A fake 9mm. Yeah. And there's about maybe 3 to 4 scenarios, and it's sponsored by the New York City Police Department. So if you would like your organization to be part of that, you reach out to Officer Feliciano, and she will make sure that they look into that for you. And it usually looks like maybe at least 20 people in the audience, and the room has to be very, very dark. can't have a place that has skylights over everywhere. So, but they'll explain that to you. But it is a good program as well.
How can fathers help the police department in doing your job and keeping our community safe?
Basically, I believe, and as you said, it comes down to family. It comes down to the parents speaking with the kids. A lot of times, I know it's difficult. We work. When we come home, we don't want to be bothered. We don't want to be bothered, and it is a difficult assignment being a parent. It's a very difficult assignment. But we have to talk to our kids maybe 2 to 3 days out of the week, have a sit down. I try to have a family sit down with my kids so I can find out what's going on, because I do work a lot. So I have to stay informed. And the only way I can do that is sit down and look at the eyes. The eyes don't lie.
Yeah,
right? But you're right, it's all community. It takes a village. It takes a village, and I believe in that. It's all about the community and the family. Can't depend on the schools, because it's only for a couple of hours that the kids are there. After they leave, they have to come home. They're out of there. So a lot of parents depend on the teacher to teach their kids. It takes the community, it takes the parents. And just to find out what our kids are doing. Or if the teacher or the police officer does approach you about your child, maybe you should listen and not say, my child. No way. Because it does happen. It does happen.
One question for me, I don't know if the team has another one. We understand that the examinations are coming up. There's a deadline. Tell us about that and what we can do, particularly our younger fathers, what we could be doing now to get them ready to become police officers.
There are a lot of programs to get children ready for the police department or law enforcement. You can take the test at 17 and a half. 17 and a half. Things have changed from when I had my recruitment and came in the academy. We have Facebook. There's a lot of things that we have. Domestic violence is a big thing. A lot of parents don't know that your child becomes an adult in the New York City Police Department at the age of 16. New York State, and it's another state that only have these laws. They're trying to overturn it where you become an adult now in New York at 18, because it is holding a lot of kids back. So at 16 you become an adult. And with the New York City Police Department, if you have a violation of domestic violence, you won't be able to become a police officer. And not only in New York City Police Department, there's a lot of other agencies that have this law with domestic violence. So we have to let our kids know too, there could be dating at 16, get in the scuffle, get in some problems with their girlfriend, boyfriend, and next thing you know, they got a report. It's going to affect them when they try to get a job, so we have to speak to our kids about that. With the New York City Police Department, then they find out they cannot become a police officer. So domestic violence is a big thing. Petty larceny, taking maybe a lipstick, taking a comic book, could prevent a lot of kids from becoming a police officer. So we do have to talk to our kids. So it is at 17 and a half, and actually the police department has the exam 6 days a week.
Is there a date on it?
No, it's rotating. It's rotating. It's rotating. And a lot of programs, like I said, we have the Summer Youth Police Academy. We have Explorer programs. We have the cadet program, which will pay for your child to go to college, the cadet program. And housing has a separate cadet program, because I believe the City of New York program, you need 60 credits, and housing, I believe you need 30 credits. College credits to become a cadet in New York City, 4-year schools. So if you live in housing, you need 30 credits. Yes, you need 30. So there are a lot of programs, but we have to keep our children in line so they can get these jobs.
You guys have any more questions? We're gonna be, she's with us from now on anyway. So as things come up, and as you hear now and see, that's our partner. So now you don't have to hear it through the grapevine. You don't have to worry about watching it on the news. You can say, let me call my teammate. I'm gonna show you that way you can keep in contact.
And other programs we also have during the evening, we have our police athletic league programs. We have our teen night centers. We have a teen night center at 1730 Andrews Avenue, MS 90. From 6 to 9 p.m. where you go and play basketball, open basketball, get the kids off the street. 1835 University, on Friday nights, it's also another teen night center where child can go in there and play basketball. We have one at the Vander Charles campus, and
Is it only basketball?
Right, there's basketball. We do have some girls that come. They usually come and look at the guys. When they come and they just sit and watch the guys play basketball. And there are some double dutch programs. I'm trying to get more involvement with the females. Yeah, but they want to sit and watch the guys play.
We got you. We got some stuff coming up. Don't worry.
Might need some people to come and talk to you.
Okay,
I got a team there.
okay. During the Summer Youth Police Academy, we also look for volunteers to come and speak with the kids. We look for guest speakers. So if anyone has a guest speaker that the kids will like, then, you know, I'll give you my contact information and you can let me know. I know you're from Manhattan, so we do have officers in Manhattan that we could give you the information. Lieutenant Maribel covers Manhattan as well.
Okay. I work along with the 23rd precinct over by my church. Done some things, we had prayer visuals over, and they're really phenomenal and very helpful. You know, some things going on in there.
So, if anyone needs my contact number now, I can give it to you. I'm Sergeant Wilson, and my phone number is 646-246-5288. Our office is at Bronx Community College, so not too far from here.
What we're going to do is you're on the team now, so we're going to go out a team roster. Your name will be on that. I'm going to we got a guy all night. Okay. Yeah, this is 2015 now. Thank you. Guys, anything else? Let's give a hand.
That was incredible. Some people believe, Reverend Taylor, I know you'll agree with me, that to affect change is to sometimes do it from within. And if we can start getting some of our family as a police officer, as others do, as others communities do. My son was a police officer, my you understand? Maybe it's time for us to start doing that. Let it be a tradition in our family. It'll come all the way up. Maybe we'll be a commissioner for the day. I can't wait for that one. I'm trying to be the commissioner for the day myself.
Is there age limit for the
That's what I want to know. I'm trying to get in the seat.
Is there age limit on being the commissioner for the day?
It's just for kids?
I believe it's like 9 all the way up to like 17 years old.
Oh, good.
Yeah, 17, you said 17.
17, I'm good.
That's just 17.
No.
Yeah, right.
But we'll get all the information and Sergeant Wilson will bring it over.
Thank you. We're with you 100%. We got some great ideas for you too. 100%.
We want to hear the idea.
It's done. It's a done deal.
We're here to work with you guys.
You got it. All right, you guys are all done? We're almost there. We got a couple more special teams. Yeah, you are ready? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, there's been a problem, I shouldn't say problem, an obstacle for fathers for many years complaining about having to pay for their kids one way or the other. You understand? Having the child support that's been put on them, but just having to pay for it, period. So it's always been our premise from day one. I don't want to hear it, particularly for those of us fathers who had to raise the kids by ourselves. You don't know what it costs. You don't know what it's like. No. So we got child support enforcement. They've been with us since day one, but they've got some fantastic programs now. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for child support. All right. Good morning. Good morning. I know we can do this. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Sit down.
All right, my name is Dennis Frank. I'm from the New York City Office of Child Support Enforcement. As the good coach Lynn said, man, we are here to support the children, right? And that's what people, they get wrapped around the axle and they talk about child support, about what the father's not doing, what the mother's doing with the money. Honestly, child support is really about one thing: taking care of our children, right? Not so much what's done with the money, but raising our kids, and that's the key thing that we need to focus on, raising our kids together, okay? Because the child didn't get here together. And before that child came into this world, however the child was created, that relationship was pretty good, right? And sometimes people go their separate ways, and there's nothing wrong with that. But normally, people say, okay, I moved on with my life. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what about the kids? You moved on, but where are the kids? Are they mentioned? All right, so enough about that. But what I want to talk about today is basically, well, agencies, we rebranded ourselves, and the reason we've done that is because we realized for quite the last 4 decades, right, unfortunately, just to put it bluntly, men have been out of the house. Men have been out of the house. We've been left, cast by the wayside. And government statistics have shown that single-parent households, the children suffer to the social ills that plague our community, right? High school dropout rates, teenage pregnancy, substance abuse, and like I said, those social ills plague our community. So what we've done is we've created programs in order to help both parents, and that's the key. We want to help both parents, at least maintain a level of communication and some dialogue to help them co-parent their children together, right? And so I just want to talk about them briefly. We have a child support debt reduction program for those fathers that have, the veterans on our team that are coming out of those institutions, those correctional facilities, right? Because they definitely need help. They've been charged child support while they've been locked up. You know, and normally the response I give with that is, okay, how could they be charged child support? The courts don't recognize that they're in those institutions, right? But fortunately, as I said, we have programs that help them alleviate and sometimes at least reduce their child support debt. So when they do find employment, they don't have to worry about the bulk of their earnings coming out for child support. And if they don't have to worry about that, if we waive the majority of that debt, what they can do is they can look at their children with a straight face and say, you know what, we can start all over. We can get it together. We can maintain a relationship or we can build a relationship. And that's the key for us. If the government can waive that child support debt, it gives them one less barrier that they have to worry about. Also, it's another barrier that parent cannot hold over their head. They can't look that person in the face and have some kind of shameful remorse or anything like that. All right? So that's the good thing about those programs. Another thing that we also offer is mediation services for people that have child-related issues or relationship-related issues. Now, our mediation services are with community-based organizations throughout New York City, and the good thing about them is some of them are free. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of tight. I'm a city employee. My salary's only but so much, so I got to look for every free program I can get into, right? So, but like I said, the good thing about them, free professional counseling services. Free. Can't beat that. I have single flyers in the back, and like I said, the good thing about it is it's a starting point. It's a resource for our community that really needs to be used, okay? Another thing that we also offer is DNA testing for contested paternity, if that's an issue. I'm not going to drag anything about that, but we offer it at a low rate of like $120 per couple. So we test a mother, father, and a child, all three. Can't get around it. That's just the way it is. And like I said, it's relatively low. In the Bronx, they have a Who's Your Daddy? I don't know if you guys ever seen that. Who's Your Daddy man rolls around. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the best thing since sliced bread. But you normally, if you want to use that, that's fine. But what I can tell you is, if it's not a certified lab, it's not going to be recognized in family court.
Who's Your Daddy is not a certified lab?
I don't know.
Look at that. We'll find out.
I don't know, but you know, like I said, and I just say that to say this. That's just one example of some of the labs that are being used that may be certified.